Hello, good people. My name is Sherry Shine. I'm the owner and designer for Sharika Originals Handcrafted Gifts, where we create jewelry for those who are deliberately different. We also create YouTube tutorials to bring out your creative genius. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I just came off of a weekend doing a vending event. And this is the season, you know, it's spring and gonna be summer in a little while. And this is the time of year when we do lots of vending events. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how you can prepare yourself to do better at a vending event. Because lots of promoters, they have vending events, and many times they don't have the vendor's best interest at heart. What they're doing is they're trying to get some money to help pay for the event, and they get that from the vendors. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Okay, you're a creator, you make jewelry or whatever, and you decide that you want to try your hand at selling your events, selling your items at an event. And lots of promoters are always inviting you. In fact, what made me think about doing this video is I got an email from a promoter saying that they have an event that they're gonna do next month, and the event runs from 12 to 5, and they were asking for $200 to set up and vend at this event. And I thanked them for the invitation, but I told them that I had to decline because $200 is too much to pay for an event that's going to last about 5 hours, and it's probably the first time they've done the event, and I had never heard of the company that was promoting the event, so I had to decline. I did tell them, thank you for the invitation and to please keep me on their list for future events, but no ma'am, $200, not $200 for a half a day. So I made some notes about some what I've learned from doing events and how to choose the event that you do. Be choosy about what you do. Even if you're new, don't just jump at every opportunity, because you're gonna waste time, you're gonna waste money, and you're gonna waste your inventory. So this is kind of what I've learned over the years that I've done vending events. First of all, when you hear about the event, do your research before you make a commitment, before you pay your money. You know, find out how long they've been doing the event, how many people do they expect to attend, how many vendors do they have, whether or not they have vendors in your same category. There are lots of questions that you need to ask, and some may not like you asking all these questions, but they want you to put your money up in advance, and many times you have to pay the money months and months in advance. So you need to get some information about what you're getting into. You need to have a better understanding of whether or not this event is going to be a good fit for you and your merchandise. Also, find out what venue they're using. What's their location? Do you think that location is going to get a lot of traffic, especially if it's an outdoor event? Find out whether or not they're going to be open to the public, or whether or not that people have to pay to support the event. These are all questions that you need to get answers to before you commit to participating. You want to find out how many booths they're going to have. You want to know whether or not your booth is going to be in a position to be very visible to the people that are coming. I've been in events where there's a room where the main event is occurring, and then the vendors are in another side room. And many times people don't even come in there. So, you need to know that. Once you commit, you need to price your products competitively, and that's anytime. You need to be competitive, and everybody has their own price for whatever they're offering. So, and that's a personal thing, but I always want to be competitive. Once you commit, you also want to make sure that your display is very professional, that it's eye-catching, that it's going to stand out. It's going to be something that's going to draw people into to come by to see what you have. You want it to be inviting. Another thing that I've done is I offer promotions. I may go online and offer a coupon or something to people if they come to the event. And just I'm doing whatever I can to invite and to draw people into checking out what I have to offer to see if it's a good fit for what they want to spend their money on. Also, once you get to the event, especially if this is your first few events, you want to have a mailing list. You want to ask people to join your mailing list. Even if they don't purchase from you, they may want to be on your mailing list so that you can let them know what events you're going to be having in the future, where they can find you. I did a lot of that this weekend because I have another event that's going to be at the end of this month. It's Memorial Day weekend. So lots of people wanted to know where I was going to be. So I let them know, that they can catch me at the Jacksonville Jazz Festival. Also, be engaging with your customers. Everybody's not going to buy, but you do want people to come and look and see what you have and be friendly and engaging. Now, that's something that I really, really have to work on. I'm not very much of a talker, so I have to really, really, hype myself up. I used to have, my sister used to work with me, and she is a very, very friendly person and just a bubbly personality. So I would kind of sit in the back and she would be up front, greeting the customers. And I would pay her, of course. I would pay her, oh gosh, I can't think of the word, commission. Yeah, I would put her on commission. So the more she sold, the more she made. So she, I could just let her go get them. And she was really, really good, and I miss that. But now I have a certain spiel that I give people when they come into the booth, so I won't be at a loss for words. I greet them, and I talk about the products. I talk about the special that I have. So that gives me something, a way to interact with every customer that comes in. Another thing, you need to make sure that you have several different payment options. Let people know you take cash, credit. I almost lost a customer this weekend because she did Apple Pay, and I didn't know how to accept Apple Pay. A friend of hers finally paid with a credit card, but now that's something I'm going to get that fixed. I'm going to find out what I need to do to accept Apple Pay and Google Pay and whatever pay. I never want to lose a customer like I almost did this weekend because I don't accept their method of payment. So that's something really important that you can learn. You can learn from my mistake. Another thing that I really have to get better at is following up after the event. I accept payments through Square, and they capture some of their phone number or their email, and I could use that to follow up with them to let them know that where I'm going to be, find out if they really like their what they bought from me and that kind of thing. So I'm going to be better at that. I may have to get some help. I may have to hire somebody to do that. I'm really considering doing that since I'm not good at it. I need to have somebody on my team that's good at it. I did say, you got to promote. Always let people know what's coming up and where you're going to be. Talk to the other vendors. Now that is something you can find out about other vendor events that you may not know about. You can find out, what events are good, which ones to stay away from that are not so good. It's just it's really building a network, and that has been so valuable to network with other vendors, and you can develop friendships through that. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about is to be prepared for the unexpected. Because I do some outdoor events, and we are in Florida, and you could have a rainstorm at any minute. So I always have a way to cover up my merchandise, and just be prepared for it if the weather changes. The event that I did this weekend was on the beach, in the beach area. So there's always lots of wind. So you have to make sure that you have weights. So you weigh your tent down, and you just have to be prepared for the unexpected. So have your little kit, your little safety kit, emergency kit. Have whatever you think you might need for whatever your situation is. I'm going to invite you to give me some tips for what you do when you're preparing for your vendor events, so that we can have a great list of tips and good practices for our vending events. Because we're out there because we want to share our items with other people, and we want to make some money. Don't be afraid to say that, I'm out here to make some money. That's what it's about. You want to make friends, you want to share what you have, but that is not free. It costs you to be out there, so you want to make some money. And I always set a goal. I always set a really, really high goal. So far, I've never made my goal, but because I set a high bar, I tend to always do good. I always bring lots of inventory. Right now, I carry about $15,000 in inventories because I'm just a little making machine. I can't help from making earrings. And so I just always have a lot of inventory. But that's another thing that I found early in my vending events, that if you start to sell out, if you don't have very much in your booth, then it looks picked over. People want to see a lot of inventory. If they don't see very much, they're not gonna be interested, because they're gonna feel like it's all picked over and what you have is just the last of what you have. So I always am able to restock. Whenever I sell a few pieces, I can always go and put more on my display, so that my display always looks full. So that's another tip. So come on, give me some tips. Help me, because I know I haven't thought of everything here. I really love doing the events, but it is really a lot of work. I spent Friday. Friday was the day that we went to set up our booth and get everything ready. And then Saturday morning, you're up early to go and be in your booth and be bright and chipper. By Saturday night, you got to go to bed early because you got to get up early Sunday and be there all day. So today is Monday, and I am tired. The sister is tired, but I'm happy because I did very well. I did get up this morning and put some clothes on and go to the bank and make my deposits, because I do have, I do take some cash. So, but it was well worth it. Some of the saddest times I've had in my vending career is when I go somewhere, I do all of this work, I travel, I may even have to pay for a hotel or something. You go and you don't make your vending fee. I have had events where I have done all of that and have not even made the fee that I paid to be at the event. That is such a sad, sad feeling. And I don't want you, if you haven't experienced that yet, I don't want you to experience that. So do what you need to do. You do your part, you be ready, and then you leave the rest to the universe. All right, this is Sherry, owner and designer for Sharika Originals Handcrafted Gifts, where we create jewelry for those who are deliberately different. We also create YouTube tutorials to bring out your creative genius. This is Sherry saying, as always, be blessed. Please like, share, and subscribe.